Good evening, We by Black family. Thank you so much for joining us today. It is Tuesday, which means that we are having our business theme. We're going to give everybody a couple of seconds to come into the room. And while we're doing that, we're asking that you sit in your chairs, relax, go into the chat, let us know where you're coming from, and hey, a couple of questions of why you came here today. So again, we're going to give everybody about 1 minute to come into the room, and then we're going to begin our presentation. A couple of things to also remember: if you have not been able to see some of the previous presentations, we're asking that you go to newafricaaugust.com and click on the photos that have already appeared, and those presentations replay will appear there for you. We are so excited tonight that we are doing or having a presentation from Amber Casanave from Cass and Company. She is presenting today marketing tips to power your business. I'm sure that so many businesses right now need these tips at this pivotal moment in history. So we're going to give us a few minutes. We're going to get this screen going. And if you have any questions for Ms. Casanave, we ask that you write it in the chat box. And remembering that in the chat box is a little bit different than the question and answer that is at the bottom of the screen. So questions specifically should be going into the question and answer so that we can make sure that we get those answered quickly. And then inside the chat, we'd love to hear all of the great conversations and or comments that you have during the presentation. All right, let's get it started.
Hey everyone, I'm Amber and I want to welcome you to my workshop, Marketing Tips to Power Up Your Business. In this session, I'm going to share 3 quick marketing tips on how you can survive, thrive, and take control of your business. But before we get started, here's a little bit about me. I'm the owner of Cass and Company, an award-winning marketing agency that creates strategies that build awareness, increase revenue, and move brands forward. I've worked with Fortune 500 companies, small businesses, and nonprofits from across the country. I have diverse experience managing brands and reputations that spans over 20 years. I worked in the entertainment industry in New York, managing the public profiles of music artists at a variety of record labels. I've also worked as the vice president of marketing at a national nonprofit where I had the opportunity to partner with countless household brands by executing nationwide marketing initiatives. My career also took me to a global communications agency where I was vice president of consumer marketing. So whether you own a nonprofit, an agency, or a business of any kind, you can benefit from these marketing tips. Let's dig in. Number 1, your presence has power. Don't disappear. When time is up, the first thing that many companies do is to stop marketing altogether. As businesses cut back on spending, marketing budgets are usually the first thing to go. However, in times of uncertainty, it's important to stay visible and to reassure your customers that you're there for them and that your business is open and still going strong. Rather than cutting back on marketing, focus on measuring the impact of your current campaigns and reallocate your budget to different channels like social media or digital ads if needed. And if you don't have a budget, there are plenty of tactics that you can use that don't cost anything. Consider adding a sign-up form to your website and sending regular email updates to keep the conversation going with your customers. Not only does it help you keep them in the loop about any changes to your hours or product availability, but it's also a great way to let them know how they can support you during this difficult time. Also, posting on social media is another way to stay connected to your customers. No matter what type of business you've got, whether you run a hair salon, a clothing store, or an accounting firm, there are plenty of people out there who want to hear from you. So, post more frequently, have an online contest, keep your customers in the loop with store updates, promote limited time offerings, even send an email to past clients. There are countless opportunities to run effective brand building campaigns. No matter what, businesses need to maintain or grow their marketing efforts in order to prosper in times like this. So be creative and send emails, post on social media, keep advertising, keep blogging, go live. Just stay connected to your audiences and don't disappear. Tip number 2, your words have power. Don't pause your messages, pivot. Before you pause your communications with your audiences because the messages that you had planned are no longer relevant, or because they don't fit into a cultural moment or the national conversation, consider pivoting, reassessing the tone of your content and changing it to ensure that it is on target with the current environment as dynamics change. As things change rapidly, you should constantly reassess your campaigns. What you decided 3 weeks ago isn't necessarily appropriate today. Change is the one true constant, as they say, and now is no different. Things will change. Because of that, you need to reassess every possible touch point for your brand across paid and owned channels, from video ads and social media to the automated emails you're sending. You need to ask yourselves every day, is this creative right for this moment and in this context? If the answer is no, you pivot. To create messages that resonate and strengthen your relationships with your customers, put yourself in their shoes. What would you want to see and hear from a business right now? How does your product or service fit into their busy lives? Does it enrich their lives in some way? Does your product or service solve a problem or make their lives easier? Evaluate your content through the lens of your customer, and that's evaluating your images and the language you use. If the images aren't aligned with what's important to your customers today, swap out the visuals. If the messages are off, reframe the marketing language. Re-examine your tone, rethink the subject matter, show up consistently, and no matter what, be personable, be positive, have empathy, communicate your benefits, create helpful content, and highlight how your company can help. Listen, at the end of the day, brands exist to provide value to customers. If what you do supports or enhances people's lives, tell that brand story. Showing that your business has a bigger purpose than simply turning a profit helps build trust with your customers. When people trust you and your message, they are more likely to share what you have to say with peers. Your message spread to new customers. No matter what business you're in, there's sure to be a way that you can present information that helps others feel good. Think about what your business has to offer and how you can help inspire customers and social media followers. Speaking of this, how well do you know your customers or your potential customers? As a business owner, we all know it's important to have your expertise about your product or service, but you also have to become an expert on your potential clients. How much do you know about their market challenges? You must have the ability to speak to their challenges with your company's unique solutions. By showing your clients you're thinking of them on a personal level and are bringing solutions to their problems, you can use your expertise to build trust and gain customers. Tip number 3, Your platforms have power. Go virtual and digital. Social distancing is here to stay, at least for the foreseeable future. Businesses that rely on face-to-face interactions to sell their products or services will experience difficult times if they don't go virtual and digital. As of last week, 55% of businesses on Yelp have shut down for good during this pandemic. And just last month, over 132,000 businesses have closed down. That's just in 1 month. However, service-based and retail businesses are finding new ways to offer services to customers through live streaming and virtual technology. Small businesses are what is going to be the thing to turn the economy around, and how to position your business to be a part of that recovery is very important. There are many ways of interacting with your clients and customers to stay visible and connected during uncertain times, and here are just a few. Offer virtual options to customers like online classes, meetings, and showcases. Record customer testimonies, product videos, webinars, blogs, live streams, and the opportunities go on and on. Think about creative ways you can bring your business to them. Whatever creative route you take, have fun with it. Another way is through social media advertising. Y'all already know that social media is king. As people are forced to stay inside and practice social distancing, they are looking for ways to stay connected to others, and social media is filling that void. As with many brick and mortar retail locations closing their doors, customers are naturally turning to online purchases for things they want. Social media advertising is an inexpensive option to spread the word about your offerings and to drive people to your website. It's a great way to target specific audiences as well. The key is to be strategic about selecting the best social media platform for your business. This is based on a number of factors, including the type of business you have, what audience you are trying to reach, and your specific goals. PPC, pay-per-click advertising, is a smart move right now because it's a great opportunity for businesses to connect with their customers. And it's a chance to save money within your marketing budget because you only pay when people click your ad. This is used on platforms like Google Ads and Facebook. If you're a nonprofit, you may be able to do it for free with Google Ad Grants. Google Ad Grants works just like Google Ads online advertising by displaying your message to people who are searching for nonprofits like yours. If you qualify, you receive $10,000 in in-kind Google Ads advertising every month. So definitely look into this if you're a nonprofit. Another way is through the use of video, recorded or live. Video marketing has already shown time and time again why it's such a successful technique. Studies have shown that people engage with video far more readily than they do with online media. 81% of businesses use video as a marketing tool, up from 63% over the last year. 6 out of 10 people will rather watch online videos than television. And YouTube is the second most popular website after Google. The key to creating engaging video is to keep the content relevant and concise. Videos that are less than 30 seconds are more likely to hold your audience's attention and capture better audience engagement than longer videos. Videos are effective because they help build human connection, especially now more than ever since we are all working from home and craving human interaction. Video creates that link. The videos that you produce should be conversational and authentic, so speak from the heart. And don't forget to talk about the benefits, not features, of your products and services. And get creative. Use video to demonstrate a different way of doing business. Highlight new or extra services, or show how you're managing traffic within your store. Video is an excellent tool to be informative, educational, and engaging at the same time. And lastly, video doesn't need to be perfect. Don't overthink it. Don't over-edit it. Just relax and let go and have fun with it. So, to recap, your presence has power. Don't disappear. Your words have power. Don't pause your messages, pivot. And your platforms have power. Go virtual and digital. And lastly, you have power. Power to take control of your marketing efforts so that you can yield the business results you desire. These are difficult times, but your company can still not only survive, but thrive. Now is not the time to fall back on your old marketing strategies. Now is the time to connect with your customers like never before. It's a time to take risk and be creative with your marketing tactics. And if you currently don't have a regular cadence of communication with your customers, now is the time to start. If you're feeling overwhelmed about your marketing plans, the experts at Cas & Company are here to help you navigate the new marketing landscape that the pandemic has created. Visit our website to let us know how we can help you achieve your business goals. If you just want to stay in the know, let's stay connected. Follow me on social media and sign up for my email list at cascocreates.com to receive more tips on how to keep your business surviving and thriving now and well into the future. Thanks for attending. Bye.
All right. Excellent. Thank you so much, Amber. So we want to remind you right now, do you have questions for Miss Amber? And if you do, she is doing a live Twitter feed. So go to Twitter, hashtag AskCasCompany. Again, hashtag AskCasco, and she will give all of those answers to all of your questions. So meet her on Twitter right now. And I'm sure that you'll have, she has wealth of information. And for all of those who are choosing to stay on the platform, we're going to continue the conversation with another host tonight, another presenter tonight. We have Miss Jamila Lowry. Jamila, are you there?
Oh, there we go. Hello.
Good evening. Give us 1 second. We're going to go ahead and put this Twitter feed in here for Amber. And so everyone that would like to go into Twitter to speak with her, they can do so. And then we're going to continue the conversation about marketing. So let's just kind of start from the beginning of some of the tips that Amber gave us in her presentation. Don't disappear. Okay, so we know that when we talk about don't disappear, we want to ask you about your personal business, My Biz Company. So tell us about that first.
For My Biz Consulting, we help people to stay relevant. So when you say don't disappear, where Amber said that, of course, I got excited because so many people feel like they can just stop. You can kind of get that momentum going when you start your business. You're excited. You want to create content. You want to be in the know. Then you get busy working and then you disappear. So one of the things that we do is we handle all of that for you. I'm like on your nerves. I'm calling my project managers. We're at tables all day, calling people, our customers. We become the customer. We make sure that your message is out there and you're not disappearing.
Okay, excellent. So your company again is?
My Biz Consulting.
Okay, My Biz Consulting. Okay, and also with Don't Disappear, I think one of the issues that especially small businesses have is spending budget to market their company, right? And there are a lot of great tools that you can actually use for free, but people still get stuck in that, do I have to spend money for marketing? And what is your answer to that question?
Yes. Invest in yourself, even if you have a small budget. So I work with a lot of small companies who have less than $100 to spend. And I'm like, okay, so this is how we're going to allocate that. I don't care if it's $5 a day, $5 a week. However, you can always build up from there, but you want to invest something in your company. You want to get in front of the paid advertisements. You want to be everywhere. So of course you're going to be in front of those who are looking for free, but you also want to have your logo or something show to those who are looking on the paid channels as well. So yes, I don't care if it's $5, $5,000, $5, it's all the same. You want to go ahead and invest in your marketing. It's important.
Okay, excellent. And I probably need to be doing that. Even though I'm getting it done, I'm not getting it done with my marketing.
You gotta get you done, sir. You gotta get you done.
Okay, we all need to get it done. Okay, so she also spoke about measuring the impact of marketing. Tell us what that, in your opinion, what that is as well.
Well, measuring the impact is one of the things that we as a company, MyBiz Consulting, we specialize in. So we utilize a lot of artificial intelligence. I'm a techie, so everything I do is kind of automated. We want to automate the process to make sure that you can see. So we send our clients weekly and monthly what we call SEO or KPI reports, to see your key performance.
SEO, spell it out for people. KPI, spell it out for people.
That's right. Search engine optimization. We want to know how you're performing online. You don't want to spend money with a company and then say, okay, how's my marketing going? How's it going? I like paper. I want to make sure that I'm sending you either a document or an email where you can actually see who's clicking on your website. Where are they clicking from? Where are they located? Are they a male or female? Are they 18 or 84? You really want to know and engage. So you want to say, okay, where's my money going? Who's my target audience? I know you're going to tackle that in a second, so I won't jump in too deep with that. But those reports allow you to actually get a full picture of where your $5, and I love that amount, because we start there and we say, where's my $5 going? Because one of the biggest issues in people spending money on marketing is they don't get to actually see it. Like, we're running a business. We're not online clicking through Facebook and Instagram to see if you're actually marketing for me or not, or if your ad is really engaging or not. You're like, okay, is it working? So that's where those reports, that's where that information, that tracking comes in, and it's really important to every customer that spends $1.
Right. And we also want to make sure that people also remember from the conversation that Amber has worked at various levels, small businesses, larger businesses, celebrities. She worked at several, if I'm not mistaken, major companies in which the marketing she was in charge of. And so she knows what she's talking about as well. So we still want to encourage people, if you have not gone to Twitter, #AskCastCompany or CO, you are still able to go there, ask her some questions, and she'll be more than willing to answer those questions. But we're going to continue to roll along. We're going to go to her second point, which is don't pause your message, pivot. Who's pivoting? Who's pivoting? Everybody is pivoting right now, right? So talk to us a little bit about the pivot right now during this pandemic.
Okay. Right now, with so much going on, the topic has changed. The topic's changed. What your message has to change. You need to stay in the loop. Say, okay, what's going on out here? How can and I see a lot of businesses out there who are jumping in. And what I tell all of my customers to do is watch TV. Take a few seconds, listen to the radio, listen to how the commercials change, listen to the language, listen to the hashtags that people are trending right now. Look at social media, see the backgrounds of what they're putting in the background, see what posters they're holding up. You want to make sure you're in line with the topic. You don't want to stop because, oh my goodness, this doesn't align with my business. Everything aligns with your business. Your job is to find out where you fit in. It's your marketing team's job to look at it overall and say, okay, this is how we're going to fit our message into today. Because tomorrow, as Amber mentioned, it can change. Change. We're constantly changing. We're constantly ready for change. We constantly have to stay in the loop of what's going on, because right now, pivot is what's happening. Every 20 to 30 minutes, something's changing, So we have to make sure that our message stays clear, that we are in the loop. Black Lives Matter. I'm going to say, one of our big campaigns, quick story, young lady came in, she has a hair business, it was booming. All of a sudden, everything dropped because people stopped buying hair because they stopped going out. And so she's like, how do I market this? And we created an awesome campaign online where she had Black Lives Matter, everything, attached to her hair, attached to her lashes. We had signs and hashtags and, and it was a lot of fun because we were marching with hair. We were marching with signs with Black Lives Matter, with hair, so to really bring that out, it got her a lot of attention and she was able to go ahead and get her sales back up and get engaged online with that hashtag as well, Black Hair Matters, and kind of really run with that. So really, if you're a small business, find where you can fit in and, jump on a boat, just get on and go with it.
Right. So what I hear you saying right now is capitalize on the moment.
Yes.
And right now, I think that there is so, like right now with the pandemic, I know a lot of people are razzled and, their businesses are going up and down, but this is really an opportunity that I see that is really flattening the curve. And so I think that this is a perfect opportunity for everyone in business to kind of bring your statement to the forefront, right? So definitely want to make sure that we are not pausing the message. And for some people who never started the message, meaning that they've never done marketing, this is the opportunity to
perfect time
out right now. Okay. And her third point was your platform has power, right? So let's talk about those various platforms.
All right. So right now, we're just going to jump right in. I'm not even going to skip around it. We're going to talk TikTok. I'm excited about TikTok because I, as a person that does marketing nonstop, I was like, I'm not messing with TikTok. I'm not going to try it. That's just not, it's not in my lane. I'm not doing that kind of video. And I found myself on TikTok like crazy. And I really didn't understand how I would use TikTok to promote my business.
Right.
Okay. Playing around with it, I found a tool where I can talk really, really fast, get my message across, and it stuck. I mean, it just started getting reviews and people are watching. Now we're getting engagement, which is key.
Okay.
Why are you talking so fast? Why is it so fast? I can't hear you. We'll click on the link. It's getting more traffic to my site because they don't have any idea what I'm saying. All they hear is SEO, SEO, SEO.
Right.
One of those things we have to look for, go into a platform, find what you can make. It doesn't have to be long. I love TikTok because it's like 30, you get 15 or 60 seconds. When I say video engagement, this is what we're talking about. The attention span of people today is so short. It's so short that you really barely have to try. It's all about, catching them right then and there. And TikTok is one of the main ways to do it right now. And you can create a business TikTok. And I feel like I'm marketing for TikTok now. I should get a check.
Right. Okay.
But, TikTok is one of those tools that you can use. Then you have, what do we have next? We have Snapchat, another.
Oh, wait, before we keep going on, we have We Buy Black. How about that? Okay, we have We Buy Black.
So We Buy Black, let's talk a little bit about that. I mean, another place where people can say, hey, I'm going to put my business. I have a Black-owned business. I'm going to put it on We Buy Black, and I'm going to actually let people know it's there. And that's dual marketing. It's one of the things that, a lot of people in our community, we don't do. We try to go left when we should be going right or straight ahead. So that's another thing. And look at the platform in which you're going to go use, and promote it, and utilize that platform in every single way. Buy Black, simple as that. So I'm a Black-owned business, and it really lets let your consumers know who and what you are. I get a lot of traffic because people want to deal with digital marketing firms that are owned by Black people. Right. And every time, when they call my office, you're Black-owned. Yes, that's what I want to spend my money on. Well, you come to the right place. So don't be afraid to actually position yourself as well to say, I'm a Black-owned business, utilizing the Black-owned platforms as well. I mean, you're going to have to change, of course, and say, okay, I'm Black-owned here, and this is where I'm going to go ahead and really promote that message. And on other platforms, you don't want to push that message as much because you may just want to attract a little bit of everybody or not turn anyone off.
Right. And also remembering that one of the mottos of We Buy Black is this: from one people to all people. So it's not just about like, oh, it's only us, you know, putting ourselves in a vacuum. It's us creating a foundation in order to be able to go out into the world. So what are some other platforms that you recommend?
I recommend Snapchat. Snapchat is another platform where, and I like the tools off the Snapchat. I'm like, you know, and I kind of interchange all tools with all platforms. So if you ever looked at my marketing, you're like, how does she do this? So it's really about utilizing and engaging with the tools on each platform. So for Snapchat, you want to, again, that's a tool that you can actually use. And I don't know if a lot of people are familiar, where you can actually build an API. Okay, I'm not going to go super.
Right. Yeah, girl, that technology language.
Actually, I know, right? I don't have to go all the way in. So you can actually utilize Snapchat to, you know, put your location in. So when people walk by your building or your store, what have you, it can pop up on their phone.
Pop on your phone, yeah.
Let me do a Snapchat. Let me say that I was here. Let me check in. So you want to make sure that you use that platform for all of the people who may walk by your business every single day. You can get to them, and it's free. It's like, okay, sometimes you have to pay for it, but for the most part, set up your profile, get in there, start messing around with it. I believe it's like $5 to get started. I know that's my favorite number, but $5
the radius.
To get started.
Yeah, the radius. So I think 5 miles is up to 5 miles. I think is free
for the radius. You're right, and you're like, okay, why not use that platform? So that's one of my favorites.
Okay, excellent. Let's go into craving. People are craving human connection is something that Amber spoke about, right?
Yes.
We know people are craving human connection, but how can we do that in a way where not only is it powerful, but it's not like, how many Zoom meetings can we have in a day, right? How many people are, not only are they craving human connection, but then they're also getting burnt out. So how can we level set that with our platforms?
Well, one of the things is too, I know I've seen a lot of the videos where they're engaging and they're, you know, dropping the brush or dropping, you know, really just kind of having that conversation with your friends and doing things like creating videos, creating marketing. If you have a few friends that you can have them help you with your marketing, it's the most powerful way to do it. All of my friends use me, and that's the most powerful things in the marketing, using these platforms, is to come together, come up with an idea, talk your friends into joining you, and have a great time with it. Include your friends, include your family, you know, make it engaging. And just not only that, but FaceTime. I love FaceTime. I should be banned from FaceTime because I want to FaceTime me mom. I'm like, hey, you know, so that's another way, you know, we can talk to people and feel like my mom lives 100 miles away, but I can always FaceTime her. I'm like, hey, what you doing? I take her shopping with me. I take her to the store, the gas station with me, you know, so just really use the technology that we have out here right now just to stay in cahoots with your friends and family. Don't let that touchy-feely feeling go with, you know, because we have tools that will allow us to stay in the loop and really, you know, give a hug. I give virtual hugs to everybody. And I don't catch COVID. How cool is this?
Okay.
So, you know, continue to give virtual hugs, encourage the use of the technology, and really reach out to people using your FaceTime. If they don't have FaceTime, use the computer. There's a million platforms out here where you can, hey, just download this and get in touch with everybody, because it's nothing like that eye-to-eye contact like we're having here today.
Right. Okay, and again, we do want to encourage everyone to make sure that if you did not see the video, it will be replayed later, but that you reach out to Amber, Cass and Company. Amber, Cass and Company. And we're also now going to go into a couple of questions with Biz Consulting Jamila. And so the first question that we have, I see that Angela is raising her hand, but if Angela can actually type her question into the chat right now or into the question and answer box, we'll be able to acknowledge you. But Veronica seems like she needs our help. So Veronica said that she's done all that and talked about everything that we talked about. She's done over 8 months, and she's paying for SEO and absolutely nothing. Amber is our friend. She can help us get there. And we also have Jamila here who is presenting. So Jamila is going to help us inside of this box. But if you want to also, again, go to Twitter, ask Cass Company, ask Amber the same question. if we haven't answered any questions here, we also want to do that. But for Jamila, inside of this live chat right now, what advice do you have with Veronica? And, you know, because I love people so much, would you be willing to maybe even consult Veronica for maybe a free 30-minute session, maybe?
Absolutely. Why not?
There you go, Veronica. Yes. Excellent.
So just a little advice to Veronica, really quick here. Veronica, what you want to do is you want to look at if you're getting SEO already, if you should be getting a report. You should be able to look over your SEO and see your performance level. That's key. Content is key. Who's creating your content? Is your marketing team creating your content? Is the content relevant? One of the things we do is we create unnecessary content and it goes up. And nobody cares. Why? Because it doesn't relate to them. Like Amber said earlier, you have to have that empathy. You have to engage your customers. Another thing, do you know who your audience is? If you know who you're targeting, then you're wasting time and money. You want to know, who am I targeting? One of the things that I do is I help you to build a persona. So during our call, what I'll do is help you build up your persona. I want you to tell me who your actual clients are. And we're going to build those 3 clients up, and then we're going to actually aim for them. This way, you're not targeting everybody in the world, because one thing for sure, 2 things for certain, there's enough for everybody. We don't have to try to get everybody on board. And I don't know anything about your business yet, but we know that you do have a target. You created your business, your product for a particular audience, and that's who we want to aim for. And we want to make sure that we're actually aiming for that audience and we're capturing their attention. So that's one of the things. That's my big advice tool right there. And of course, I have hours of this stuff. So
right.
Talk, and I'll provide my information. You can always reach me by my website, which is mybizconsulting.net. And manage everything myself, so I'm on there, and I'll respond to you, and we can set up some time. I'll go ahead and take your name down, and you can reach out to me, and we can go from there. And I look forward to speaking with you, Veronica. I can also be reached at 215-443-1076.
Okay, repeat that.
215-443-1076.
Okay, and also, Veronica, you said that you're a virtual personal assistant. I am a virtual assistant, which is not the same. So people can't call me and ask me to do personal work. I do business work. But if you also want to get some advice as to how I've run my business for the last 5 years, and when I tell you it's like continuing to climb and climb and climb and climb. And I haven't done any marketing, any of those things. I'm more than willing to share my information as well. You can reach me at getitdonevac.com. You can go there, fill out the contact form, and I'm willing to help as well. Next, coming to the stage, we have Dawn. Dawn said that COVID jump-started her business, and that she's the sole contributor and operator of the business, and she doesn't do any marketing. And I hope Dawn is, and so Jamila, she wants to reach out to you to further discuss what she can do to get herself out there, but at the same time, not overwhelm herself, because another thing that we also know is that when people aren't doing marketing, it's not because they don't want to, it's because they don't have time or they can't do marketing.
Yes.
And so even not having a budget, that still bumps up against, I don't have a budget and I don't have time. So how can I get that working for me? And what I recommend for some people, and of course I haven't done this myself, but what I recommend is that there's also bartering. Bartering is still a viable tool in business. And we have to really think about, what can I trade my assets or my business, what I'm doing in business that's important to other people, for what they can do in exchange for me. So as well, what is your opinion on content scheduling apps? And also follow up, any advice for introvert entrepreneurs who are not used to being in front of the camera? Great questions, Rob. We got the answer for you. Okay, first question, content scheduling apps.
Awesome. Okay, as you heard me say a little earlier, automation. Okay, so that is key. I automate, or I attempt to automate any and every. If I can automate my kids, they'll be automated. This is what we want to do. We want to make sure that we alleviate any additional work that you have to do. I sit and constantly have my staff. We build on Sundays. I'm building out content for the entire week. Like I said, you want to watch the news, you want to see how you can engage your people. You want to say, okay, and then you build out your content and you use those apps to say, okay, Monday through Sunday, here we are. I have some free tools I can actually share with you behind the scenes and really let you say, hey, there's tools out here. There's actually companies out here who give these things away for free, where they'll create your content. Well, matter of fact, I'm going to tell everybody.
That's right. They need the information. Yes, we're helping our people. Yes.
Check out Engage 21, and it's just like that, engage21.com. And when you go in there, what you can do is it's totally free. You create your own, they create the content. You just tell them what your business is about, and you do the scheduling. And from there, you have tons and tons and tons. And your content is actually relevant to your business. So if it's something that you don't want, I recommend going on weekly. If you're not a content creator, that's fine. Go on and look what they're going to post. You may not want everything posted that they create, and that's fine. But it allows you to have a ton of content created for your business that you can actually just kind of automate and let it go out there. You just link your business pages to it. People wonder how I'm Superwoman. It's not real. It's all automation, and it is using those.
That is real, honey. Superwoman is automated. Okay, don't let them fool you with that. Okay, so I think that Rob also wants to know, what scheduling apps do you use? I know that I have some personal ones that I like the best, but which ones do you use? And then I'll share which ones that I use personally.
Well, I use a lot of proprietary because I do own a tech firm. So we do a lot of our own, but you want to use the Constant Contacts for email marketing. There's a ton of other ones out there. If you go to my website, I have a list called resources. You click resources, they are all there.
Can you type that in there? Drop that in the chat. Your business.
Yes.
Drop your website.
Can I put it in? Let me see.
Yes, please put that in there.
We'll add it there. But you want to definitely use some of the tools that I have there. I'm constantly updating that page with new tools. Why? Because things change. A lot of these kind of companies, they go out of business, and you want to constantly see what's new.
Right.
Coming out of technology, it changes every single day. So there's tons and tons and tons. My team, we create proprietary software that we use in-house only.
Right.
That's because we automate so many different businesses. And of course, we don't want to do any extra work either. We like coffee and TV. So we kind of want to chill out, but this is how we run our firm. Okay. I will drop you want to go to the resource page, and I'll drop my link right now.
Okay. And also, Rob, his second part of the question is, of course, he's saying that he's an introvert. But what I've known about introverts is that some introverts are still able to get their messaging out. But he says that he's not used to being in front of a camera. And so what recommendations do you have for him? Oh, wait. Let me go back. I'm sorry. Let me go back. Let me say my scheduling apps that I prefer to use real quick. I use Zoho Social as well. And, we're saying all these names, but, we want to try to, if we can, get some Black businesses that have some of these, apps and things like that as well. But I do use Zoho Social, as well as I like to use Hootsuite. So, those are just a couple of things. But remembering that you also need to choose an app based on the content that you're going to be scheduling. So if you're doing newsletters, you said Constant Contact, I prefer MailChimp. So it's just really a matter of what your preference is in terms of what you want it to look like, and then what type of scheduling you need to do in terms of all of the social media platforms. So that's important to know. And some of those social media platforms that I mentioned will allow for you to do it all the way. Okay. And let's see what else we have over here. We talked to Rob, we talked to Don, we got you. I think Don is also going to maybe go to your website and get that information. Antonio was talking about Calendly, and most people, if you're not familiar with Calendly. Calendly is basically an app where it schedules you. So if people go to your website, and instead of you having to, you know, kind of tell people what time you're available, it lets people see what your schedule is, what time you're available, and then you can schedule that. So that's something.
And I just added another one called Visita that I use, and
okay.
this one is very similar with a lot more tools to it. So
Okay.
a lot of tools that you can use in there, like take your payments, scheduling, and it also gives you a mini website inside. So I used to love Visita before I became a pro.
Okay, and I think that Sharmitra is asking, can we type it in? What apps do we use? And I am going to type in Hootsuite, Zoho Social. And it's also important to note that these apps do cost money. But they also go across several platforms. So
yeah.
for Zoho, you can, you know, schedule up to, you know, 10, 12 different social media platforms. And it all, the cost is based on how many platforms you want to market. Hootsuite is the same. So if you want to do 3, 4, 5, that's what's going to, you know, use the price point, Constant Contact, SurveyMonkey. I'll also put in here MailChimp.
Right.
That's important. And smile. But yeah, so any other questions and or comments before we leave out for this evening? Oh wait, we got 2 questions in the question answer. Brian is an author and currently writing his 2nd book, and as a dad and husband, it takes a ton of his time. How does he actively do marketing as a one-man team? Again, Brian, we are willing to, you know, assist you by, you can go to hashtag on Twitter, AskCasco, AskCasco. And Amber, who was the presenter earlier, is more than willing to answer any questions. So she may be able to assist you, as well as we have Jamila here from My Biz Consulting, who's also able to assist you with how can you get that done. And one of the things, Brian, we said earlier, I'm not for sure if you heard it, but we were talking about what bartering with people. So we know that of course, if you're writing a book, you don't have time to market, okay? And right. So bartering with other people who may be in some, you know, the industry of marketing, that you can kind of use your resources for them and they can use your resources for you, you know, kind of back and forth. The Galaxy J3 Orbit, what's up, Galaxy? Any recommendations for websites and tools and or sites? And I'm assuming that's for marketing.
Yeah, I put it on.
Okay. Let's see. So you have any suggestions for websites for people who, I'm assuming websites, tools, and sites. I like Wix. I don't know if they're talking about websites in terms of building, but Wix, I like Wix because they have marketing already incorporated inside of the platform. So right. If you do a Wix website, what ends up happening is people are coming onto your contact page. Those people are going into a database management for you on the back end. And then you're able to market people through the back office of Wix, and you press and all this different stuff. And those marketing tools, that's seamless to me. It's a little bit easier than having to import this from here and all of the different stuff.
Right. And that's one of the, I'm a Wix master. So if you go on Wix, I
right.
Commercials, I'm a Wix person. So I mean, one of the great tools with Wix, and I always recommend Wix. If you're gonna, especially with my clients who come in and say, I want to manage it myself. So you self-management, you don't want to pay for someone to manage your site, you want to do updates often. Wix is the way to go. Why? Because Wix gives you 2 alternatives. You can actually have the automation build it for you, or you can go in and customize it yourself, and you can actually customize their automation. So this allows you a lot of flexibility, and it gives someone like myself who's going to go in and code your site. I'm going to start throwing codes all over the place in the background. And a lot of the pre-built sites out here right now, they don't allow us to do that. Therefore, if you would come to a company like mine for marketing, we wouldn't be able to load it up with tools that we need for tracking and maintenance. So Wix is my go-to. I say everybody go to Wix, you know, if you just want to get that landing page up and you just want to have something, just a visual there, Wix is where you want to definitely go because it's so much flexibility. And of course, you're going to grow. I'm always positive when I say about you start a business, you're going to grow that business. And at some point, you're going to be able to hire some programmers to just jump in the background and do what we do.
Right.
It's very, very important for your SEO for you to have that back office of a website.
Right.
And again, like you said, Wix can also be used as a back office. You want to be able to run your company from one place. One of the things I recommend on all of my clients that come in, how functional is your website? If your website is not working for you, it's useless, okay? Right. So you want to make sure that you can, grab traffic. You want to get people's email addresses. You want to be able to communicate. Can you add a tool where you can communicate with them live? So think about all of those things when you're looking for a website host and template builder. So that's a great place to start.
Okay, we have a couple of more tips. I still want to answer Angela's question. She raised her hand a long time ago, but I don't see where inside of the chat she has asked a question or typed the question. So we're going to move on to Derek Eubank. Derek, if you have a question, can you please type it in the chat or in the question, the answer. Crystal Epps also put something there. Derek, we did put Jamila's website inside of the chat. And Amber's website information is CAS+company.com. Amber's company. Okay, so hopefully those questions have been answered for you.
And if I can take Crystal really quick, she asked about Shopify.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's a little different when you're talking websites. You want to think two different type of sites. You want to think e-commerce and you want to think your website, okay? Because your e-commerce is a store, and right. Shopify is e-com. And I'm not going to jump into that. Maybe I'll come back on and invite me back to talk about e-com and websites and what the difference is and what the difference is in cost. There's a lot more to a Shopify site than it is for a regular website. So that's something to keep in mind. If you're selling products, you want to go e-com, you want to go Shopify. If you're just advertising information, then you want a simple website. Okay, so I won't take a deeper dive into it right now, but that's the difference with Shopify.
And also, I know we're giving all these companies these plugs.
Right.
But Wix actually is still listed as one of the top 5 companies to use for e-commerce as well. So if you wanted to go, they have actually upgraded their e-commerce site. So Wix is actually right beneath Shopify when it comes to e-commerce. So that's something to also think about. And it's economical. And the way the website looks is totally different than Shopify. And it has, I personally think that it's great.
Yes.
So we have Amber's website in the chat. So we want to make sure that everybody has that website. CascoCreates.com, CascoCreates.com. And then let's see, I think that's it for all of our questions. Let me see, we have one more. Tamika, last question. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Before I get to Tamika, I got you. Is B2B marketed with the same tools as B2 consumer? That's from Estelle.
Yes and no, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no because what you want to do is you want to keep that professionalism. And I'm going to use, for example, LinkedIn. Mm-hmm. LinkedIn is a great example of a platform where you want to kind of stay professional. Mm-hmm. And when you're talking marketing, you want to make sure that you can, again, resonate with the consumer. Your consumer are business owners, are businesses, you kind of aim everything at what that company does. So when I'm marketing to a business, which my company is business to business, so I want to make sure that I'm showing you different tools. If you look at my website tells you about business opportunities. We help you to establish credit for your business, not for personal use. So that's one of the things you want to think of. You want to think of B2B is strictly business to business. When you're talking business to consumer, then you want to go ahead and add that family side of things. You want to add the kids in the ad, right, and things like that. So there's a huge difference. And if just in layman terms, if you think about how you're going to project and how you're going to present, just think about family for business to consumer, and then for business to business, think of the professionals.
Right. Okay, and last question for the night. We are so appreciative of all of you, but the last question for tonight is Tamika. She has a question about e-commerce and website. She sells a product and a service. So should she use both or just a Wix site?
Wix site. I mean, the cool thing about a Wix site is you can customize it to suit your business. I mean, actually do that with Shopify as well. So it's really all about Shopify just implemented within the last few weeks, I believe, a tool where you can have services now. So you can now list your services. So it's either or. One of the things is whatever you feel comfortable with. That's the thing. You want to go with what feels more, what feels comfortable with you for you, especially if you're going to be managing it yourself. Wix for me was always like my go-to, and I'm a developer, but I don't like to do the work. So how can I take all the work out of, the equation and not program or add program when I want to? So it really depends on, your mind state, how much work you're going to actually put into it. I say Wix, we say Wix.
Right.
You'll see me on Wix as one of the Wix masters, and I've been with Wix for over 15 years. So that tells you a lot, and I've seen the growth in it, but Wix is a great, great tool to personalize how you want it. So I'm going to personally say Wix, but Shopify also gives you that option as well.
Okay, and we want to thank everyone who has come out tonight. So Felicia, we're hoping that we answered as many questions as possible, and that as the, as the show is going along, sometimes it's a little bit difficult to be able to read all of the comments, the questions at the same time. So we hope we haven't overlooked anyone. It's definitely not intentional. I believe that Felicia wanted to know about lead pages and lead magnets before we head out. So can you address that for her before we head out?
Absolutely. So lead magnets, that's when you want to, and you'll see a lot of these when you click on those links you're not supposed to click on. I think we all do it anyway. And
it goes into a rabbit hole and they follow you.
It's like, hey, those are the links. Those are the lead magnets. And that's what you want to get traffic to your business. I think the biggest lead magnets out here right now is credit repair. So when you look at a credit repair company, you say, hey, do you want to buy a home or do you want to buy a car? And you click on that. That's what we do that all the time. We create those for companies who want to get constant leads. Now, are they ethical? I'm not going to jump into that. So one of the things you want to do, and it really depends on what you're selling, what you're marketing. So for, like I said, credit repair, they use it all the time. They use it all the time because you can say, I want to buy a car, I want to buy a house. Is your credit score above 500? No. Okay, so now that's when it turns into a lead magnet, and that's when it just gets you to the company that's paying to fix your credit so you can now qualify for whatever it is you're trying to get. So a lead magnet, yes, my company creates lead magnets. They're not user friendly when it comes down to creating them because there's so many processes in the background. Because it's like, we call it the and or features, which you put in the background of lead magnets. And, if she say this, it goes here. If she say this, it goes there. So those and or features, and I'm not going to get too technical, I start losing it.
Right.
Lead magnets are great, great, great tools to create what we call your mailing list. Okay. So
what tool can she use to create that for herself? We know that you're the techie, but for someone who has any technical skills and maybe she's struggling trying to find some apps online, what best tools should she use in order to create lead pages and lead magnets?
There's several tools. Now you can actually simply use your website if you have one already and just create a pop-up, or you can actually host just a simple landing page, and that's all they're made out of. So we call them lead magnets, but those lead magnets are actually simple landing pages that we create to point in other places. So that's when that and or theory comes in the background. So Wix, you actually can go there, and I believe they have a link where it's already templates for lead magnets, and you can just kind of click on it and then fill in your information and pretty much go from there and launch it. Of course, if you want to get a little more detailed, a little more technical, then you would type in, I'm not 100% sure of the site, but if you type in lead magnet generator or lead magnet creator, there are a million sites out here who will actually create those for you, where you can just kind of manage it overall.
Okay, excellent. Felicia, I hope that answers your question. We're going to go back again to, we want to kind of go over everyone's website. So Amber, her website is cascocreates.com, CASCO creates.com. On Twitter, hashtag AskCasco. Okay, and then of course, as you're looking through the presentation again through the replay, she also has a page that actually has all of her information on there. And currently we have Jamila, mybizconsulting.com. You can go there. And remembering Veronica, Veronica, we want you to make sure that you reach out to Jamila. She's going to assist you with 30 minutes of free services to try to help you to get those 8 months worth of marketing turned into some profits. And then we also acknowledged, who else were we saying we were going to reach out, or somebody else's, but you all can go to her website and look at the resource page, because I know we tried to address all of that thing. What are the, okay, I'm sorry, last question, 7 o'clock. Where are the best places to go to get a logo created for your business? Last question, we love you.
Fiverr. And we're going to stop. So Fiverr, Fivver, I believe it's called.
Yes.
Know what you want. That's the only thing. Go on, let them know your colors, be very specific, and they're the best. They're the cheapest. You can get a logo done for $5. You can get a logo done for $50. Depending on what your budget is, go to Fiverr. That's my advice for everybody.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Thank you so much, everyone. We hope that we have answered all of your questions. Thank you so much for coming to This Marketing. Don't forget, if you still wanted to ask some questions for Amber, go to Twitter, hashtag AskCasco. We want to also encourage you to come on tomorrow. We're hoping that you are benefiting from all of these webinars that we're doing for the entire month. But tomorrow we will have Bright Jaja, who is going to be speaking on Wakanda is Real. Now, y'all know y'all love Wakanda. Everybody's like, what? Get your outfit on. You know what I'm saying? Meet us here tomorrow at 6 p.m. with Bright Jaja. He is a part of the theme, the Forbes the Culture. So we are so excited to have him on. And we are so appreciative of you all following us. We love you. Thank you, We Buy Black family. Again, make sure that everyone has all of their information before we walk out of here. If you have any questions, you can also reach out to us at We Buy Black. Peace out, everyone.
Peace, you guys.
All right. Peace.